Welcome back to RiNo Lock Key. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at BCC, how we can better use BCC to find the last pin of a lock, mark that on our pick, and the benefits of two different methods. We're going to use a tape method on one and a marker method on the other. Let's take a moment and talk about BCC, or between cut center. For example, the BCC of a quickset keyway is 0.150 inches or 4.5 millimeters. Here we have some common locks that share the same BCC between manufacturers. Knowing the BCC will help us figure out where the last pin is in a lock in reference to our lock pick tip. In the next two graphics, you can see that from the tip of the pick to the last pin, we are utilizing just a small portion of the pick. Please feel free to pause the video on these graphics. Some of the supplies you're going to need: a pen or marker, masking tape or electrical tape. You will also need your picks that you will be using and some locks to test this out on. At this time, you will not need a tension wrench. Our main goal is to figure out successfully each and every time where the fifth pin is and put that in our memory so we can find it without marking or using masking tape in the future. This method works best if you have a half diamond pick, like this one here, or you can use a hook. The first thing that we're going to do is take the pick and figure out how many pins are inside the lock to begin with. To do so, you're going to keep the pick upside down, insert it into the keyway, all the way to the back, press up, and pull out. Count the clicks. And on this one, we have 5 pins. Now, if you're doing it with a pick that has a curved end, like a hook, it can be a little more difficult and you have to go a little bit faster because the slower you go, the pin will just slide off the front. So for this method, I definitely prefer using a hook to go ahead and do that. Now, once we figure out how many pins are in there, the next thing we're going to do is repeat the steps, but this time, once you hear the first pin drop, you're going to stop, push the pick back in, take your thumb, move about 3/16 of an inch away from the face of the keyway, and go ahead and hold it there. Take a pen and go ahead and mark right there. Now that we've marked that, what we can do is go ahead and grab a key and compare the shoulder of the key to the last pin, and you'll see that the shoulder of the key matches up with our line, and the area for our last pin is right there. So as long as we don't insert the pick further than that, we will always hit the last pin. Now, I already have some masking tape already cut up, so we're going to go ahead and take our masking tape and place it onto our pick right at that line, and go ahead and wrap it around. The masking tape does two things for us. One, it gives us a reference that won't wear off to how far we should insert the pick into our lock. And the other thing, depending on how thick you go with your masking tape, we could take more and put more on there. But as you're picking, it will also start preventing you from putting the pick all the way into the lock. One thing to note with the masking tape method is as you're picking, you are applying pressure and it can start to slide down. So you have to be very aware of how much pressure, and if your tape is sliding down, as I just pushed that one down, we'll take another look at the keyway and once again put this up to our shoulder, and now you can see we're only going to the fourth bitting or the fourth pin. So that is one downside to the masking tape method, but as long as you're aware of that, you can adjust for it. Let's go ahead and look at the second method now. And in the second method, we're going to actually use a Sharpie. Benefits to the Sharpie is it will stay on the surface of the pick longer as long as you let it dry, and you don't have to worry so much about anything slipping down and moving your mark. So once again, repeat that. Get the first click, push in, back off 3/16 of an inch, hold your thumb there, go ahead and get your marker, make a mark. We are going to go ahead and try to put the marker in the lock. Let's just go ahead and cap that off right there. And let's give it a second. Oh, the other thing about using the marker method you will have to do is go ahead and continue your line all the way around. Let that dry for a moment. While it's drying, let's go ahead and grab our key again. We'll do the comparison against the shoulder again. So right there at the shoulder, we know that we're once again at the fifth bitting or the fifth pin. So now that you have it marked, you can easily go in there and always find the fifth pin without overshooting it. If you guys found this useful, go ahead and hit that like button. Share it with a new picker that's maybe having trouble finding pins. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great one, and I'll catch you in the next video. One more thing that I'd like to cover real quick. Knowing that it's about 3/16 of an inch every time, you can go ahead and mark out on your pick just about every 3/16 of an inch. And if we were now to compare this to the key again, you can see that I'm lined up around the bit of each pin. This is another way to help you as you're learning how to pick, know the location of your pick and the location of the pins. Thank you again for watching. Subscribe, hit that notification icon, and we will catch you in the next video.